Okay, so right here, when we talked about how she had these two up here,
Yeah.
I said she could get two calls, that's set for her to get two calls.
Uh-huh.
Well, she can't. Unless they call 4268 or 5268.
See, I don't know what this means.
Those are what I call group intercoms.
Okay.
A group intercom is another intercom path for that phone. Okay, and it helps process calls. But you see this next one that says intercom hunt list? The only way this works is if it's tied with this. So we would select her extension followed by those two. And then if she's on her phone, it would roll to the next one. Okay, do you follow?
Kind
Okay, now because if we go back to your phone, you see how yours is in there?
of.
So that's telling me it knows to get to your phone. Okay? Everybody.
So this should be repeated here and your extension number.
Yes.
So everyone should have this, and whatever intercom group, it should
Right.
also have the hunt list and your extension
And I would not, you only really do this on certain phones.
on certain phones.
Yeah, I mean, only on phones that processes a lot of calls. Okay? Phones you consider the receptionist.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Offices.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay? So if we go like when we're looking at your phone, day and night exception numbers deals with calls that your phone can make. Okay? Right now you're set up for 1 through 3. That means you can call anybody. All right? If you had just 1 and 3, you couldn't call long distance. Okay, that's what exception numbers are. Station RNA rings.
Well, that might be something we want to put on, that certain phones cannot call long distance.
And
Because
you
right now, we're not using codes for everybody.
And
Or
they might
somebody
be
sharing
set up
code.
like that.
Hey, when
Okay.
you opened that KMNet account
Now,
the first time and
station
actually created a
RNA
password,
rings,
it was just admin.
what that
admin.
means is my phone's going to ring
That box
4
won't go to
times
next unless they
before I
put in a
forward the
password. Suzanne's
voicemail,
got her machine,
and I'm going
she's
to do it on
opening
all
it
calls.
first.
Okay, I know how to do these. I'm
Yeah.
still not understanding
Admin,
why,
but it's
where these
admin,
group
admin.
intercom
Because
accesses
it
are.
needs a password.
Now, I guess what you're saying is how we could set up
Well,
the
what I'm
1
saying is
through
it's-
8
it's
groups
confirmed.
of group
So you put an
intercom,
admin in
and
the
these
top
are the
box,
numbers
admin in the
associated with the
second
group
box.
intercom?
No, your group intercoms are,
It's.
But you have to put
it looks like
something
it
in
starts
you
at
have to just gotta remember what
4111,
you put in there. Because if you're free, you can't get in.
and you got this huge list of group intercoms. Group intercoms is for basic for processing.
Give me an example.
Your receptionist phone, she needs group intercoms to be able to answer multiple calls. Okay? Right now, I would say this is one field you probably do not need to touch because it's all been set up. What is your receptionist?
But except for that 272 didn't even have the extension.
She doesn't really need it.
Okay.
What's the receptionist?
144.
Okay, if I go up here to 144, you see how she's got all these group intercoms?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing.
Okay.
That means she can process multiple calls. Okay? That means she can answer a call, somebody calls in, she can put them on hold.
She can intercom different.
Yep,
So is this keep you from being able to intercom different areas?
it could.
I'm not. Are you following this? This is a little bit more advanced. Like I'm not here yet. Like I'm not.
Yeah.
Like maybe I just need to read about the definition of group intercom hunt list.
Do you want to know how long it took me to figure this out? The first 4 or 5 systems that I put in, this always stumped me.
Okay, so this is a little advanced.
No, and I'd call a buddy of mine at the manufacturer, he goes, we went over this before. You know, it's like, he goes,
So how did you finally grasp it? Did you do a
No, it's
dry
just a-
erase board?
no, it's just, I sat down one day and I said,
It's like driving a nail.
Yeah.
Eventually it goes all.
yeah,
Just gotta-
eventually, and you know, I deal with it daily, so, you know, repetition, and you know, he goes, listen, he said, listen here, dumbass. I'm not going to tell you again. When you got it like this, we can process calls. Oh, okay. So, so you know how you were talking about when you'd call a phone and kick the speaker on? Right here, you have a setting called tone first. See how it's set to tone? If it's set to voice, it automatically kicks the speaker on. If it's set to tone, it rings the phone. Okay?
So if it's set to voice and I call somebody with that setting, it doesn't
Kick their
ring.
speaker on. You are listening in. Okay?
So it doesn't ring at all. It just
Boop.
So,
Okay.
So super spy mode.
Super spy mode. Now you have another feature right here called initiate service observe and service observe. If that is set to yes and yes, that means if, for example, your phone 204 initial service observe is set to yes and service observe is set to yes. And say on Julie's phone, service observe is set to yes and this is set to no still. When she's on the phone, you can listen in on her. Okay? Because you're observing what she's doing.
Do it with a stuck dial or extension, and then it would.
You do a code. Say you look at it and you saw Julie was on the phone and you wanted to listen in because you don't think she's been doing her job. No offense.
No, you're fine.
There's a code. I hope it's in this book. Because I don't remember if this was out when that. I don't know if this was out when this book came out. Yeah, page 60. See, it's called Monitoring a Conversation Between Two Telephones.
I love that.
Dial pound 03, dial extension number, and you can listen.
So if we thought there was a situation on a help desk call, he could listen in to both people.
Long as you'd have to make sure it's set up for service
If
observe.
it's set to no, then you can't do
You
that.
can't do it. Okay. Programming port means you can program the system from your phone. Okay. Headset. That's what it means. Don't have to worry about single line tap. Julie's phone, this was an issue the other day. She could call the phone, she could call a number, but she could not dial anything else because she had through dialing set to yes. Through dialing needs to always be set to no.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So that you can hit different
Yep.
things on your keypad.
Auto tenant transfer on busy, that's no big deal. Recall call forward, you don't need to worry about that. Soft keys, all this stuff you really don't need to worry about. The big thing that happened the other day was, when I was with Alex, was outbound calling number ID.
He said every analog line to be sure, like if I have a conference phone that I'm using, the analog type phone,
Right,
to make sure that's number of one of those three that are coming through.
right. Because,
Ejix is,
see, in my mind, Ejix should be able to, should have all your DID numbers as being able to make an outgoing call. Because, and I'm going to give you the example, fax machine. Say, for example, you have a fax machine of 849-3448, okay? And it can't call out unless I put that number in. And somebody, oh, this came from, and they look at the caller ID information, not looking at they call in with their fax. Heritage Christian Community School, they get a fax tone in there. And if it's set on redial and they hang up, 3 minutes later, Heritage Christians, you see what I'm saying?
I think so. You're saying that this shouldn't have to be programmed for a certain number on here.
No. This always has to be programmed.
Oh, okay.
This always has to be programmed, but I'm just saying all the numbers in your DID range
Yes.
should be able to call.
Call out. Outbound calls. Okay.
Okay. Station ID, you don't need, this is all for me. Disconnect notification, if I turn that on, you would kill me. Because what would happen is if disconnect notification is set to yes and somebody hangs up, you get a beep in your ear. Every single time. Say we're talking, you hang up before he hangs up, you'll hear beep because it's telling you that that person hung up. Okay? Phone model.
It should all be set to.
No.
No. Okay.
Yep.
On
Phone
the
model.
headset? Is that what you
No,
said?
on disconnect notification.
Okay. Okay.
You don't have to worry about external message wait because your voicemail is on site. Headset type, I've never used that. I don't even know why it's there.
Okay.
The only thing I've done is gone up to here, said headset yes, program a headset button, and boom. I've never explored what this meant.
So instead of me picking up the headset and hitting the button, I can just hit the button on the phone and it goes to the
Right.
headset? Okay.
And if-
And I don't have to have the little bar come up
No,
to
you-
lift the receiver
No,
up?
you still do. See, right
Oh,
here,
okay.
here's a little message that's telling me, headset type option is not available in the following models.
Okay.
That one right there is your phone right there.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
right there where we talked about phone model, that's telling me 144 has an Impact 24 line phone with an LCD.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's good to know.
Okay. Prime type is intercom. So whenever she picks up her phone, she has intercom dial tone. So she could dial 3 digits or 9 in the number.
But you could change it to a line type phone?
And then she would be able to call internally.
Okay. So that's, you never want to do that then?
No.
Okay.
Prime intercom is her extension number. The only time I change this is, say I have a phone on the outside of a door, and it's a secured area, and I have a phone in here,
Oh, so you guys are.
they could pick it up and it'll ring that phone so they know somebody's trying to get in. That's the only time I would always
I got so
change
detailed,
that.
I said this is a
It's
good
like
way
a
to
hot-
document it. No!
Okay?
Is there any way that you could film it without the tripod?
Oh.
Is that
Yeah, I
a
can
problem? Because I would. I
You need
need
it?
Needs it for a
Yeah.
project.
Okay, I wondered. Okay,
Is
yeah.
that-
No, we can do that.
It's for the musical.
It's okay. No problem. Let's see. Can you just take it off then?
Yeah.
Right here when we're talking about ringing, delay, direct night, day 1, day 2. When we have copper lines before a T1, this is when we pick and choose what
Just
we
take
want
this
to
one
run.
off.
So that's
Bottom.
basically gone. Ring line busy. If my phone was,
Thank you.
I'm on my phone and somebody called, my phone would ring before it
Thank you so
voicemail.
much.
You'd
Appreciate
Welcome.
it.
Thank you.
opportunity to answer that second call.
Oh, so it like the low,
Yeah.
like over here it rings
Yeah.
really low loud.
So, multiple call forward off-site. Say you had your phone program, with the call forward off-site button. You want to get more than one call forwarded off-site at a time.
Can you highlight the row that you're on,
No.
please? Kind of helps me.
Ring monitor. Ring monitor is a way that I could program a phone. When another phone rings, I can monitor that phone when it's ringing and I can answer it. So that's what that means. Down here, when it's talking about delayed, enhanced, and all this, because you have a T1, you don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
SOVA. SOVA is a feature that I always hated. And I'll explain to you what SOVA was. You would be on your phone, okay? A call would come in, the receptionist wanted to, knew you were on the phone, and this was pre-voicemail, and they would hit a SOVA button, which while you're talking, they'd come in through your receiver and say, you have another call. And then you can hit one of the keypads and send her a message, okay?
That when we used to use those messages to go back and forth. Okay.
So that's what that is. Speed dial sets, each phone should have 3,
Okay.
okay?
Yeah, you said that.
So that's your biggest thing with stations. We talked about a little bit about hunting, station hunting. You have hunt groups. Like this one here is Hunt Group 457.
Is there another word to use besides hunt? Like I feel like it's looking. Is it looking for something?
Well, yeah,
Okay.
okay, because right here, this says ring no answer for extension 157. And it's using phones associated with 86, ports 86 and 205. So what that's telling me is, who's 157?
157 is Penny Huntsinger.
Okay.
She is the director of advancement in a trailer.
Okay, so for some reason it's ringing 2 phones for her. It's probably on her private line. And if she doesn't answer, it goes to voicemail.
So maybe it also rings her assistant.
That's what it looks like to me.
Okay, so that's what hunting's for, is it's
Yeah.
looking for somebody to answer the phone?
If you need to do more than one number,
Okay.
okay? And let's see if you have any more in here.
So if we wanted to set somebody up, we could essentially go into 157, see how it's set up, and,
Well, no, we just set up like this.
okay. So she is the hunt group. Penny's in a hunt group, is what you're saying.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, that's the only hunt group you guys have. Yeah, that's the only hunt group you guys have.
Okay.
So if I wanted to add a hunt group, I'd go to the plus. I would call it 458. I would tell it okay. And then we're going to have to move forward. Before you could do anything with the hunt group, you have to apply it.
Could you review the one area that me and Aaron can't wipe our arms around? That could you go over it with Alex? He may know real quick.
Which one's that?
The intercom, the group intercom, and the hunt groups, and then how they're the same. So if you went to extension 144 and mine, they're different. And then that one
Okay, right here,
teacher.
when we talk about group intercoms and intercom hunt lists, this is to help them process calls. Okay, so like she had the ability to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 calls up, 6 calls really. So that helps her process calls. Like when I looked at 272, she has 2 group intercoms, but that's not helping her with any of her calls to get multiple calls. And which on a teacher phone, all her calls should go to voicemail anyway because she should be teaching.
You would think that.
Like 5 people get home.
But like what he's saying is in that line where it says group intercom access, down right underneath it where it says intercom hunt list, you should have the exact same numbers there.
Plus her
My
extension.
question is there's all these different 4-digit numbers. So how do we go set up those group intercoms? And he said it took me a while. It took me like several installs to even understand what all this was.
I mean, I wouldn't even, to be honest, I wouldn't even worry about these.
Okay. I just feel like
you're
I'm
going to create more work than what you really need to.
okay.
So because like I said, everybody's already set up with them. Because if I start scrolling through them, you'll see how, there's group intercom. There's some.
They have them in there, but then there's no
Right.
hunt group for them.
Right. So, and like superintendent needs it so he or she could get more calls. This phone doesn't have it. They probably don't need it. It just depends on how everything
But there's
is.
Jason, for instance. He's in a group intercom access, but he
Right.
has no hunt list, so it's not serving him any good. So should we clean those out?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay. Just seems like why have it in there, but
Because if he hit his line 1 button, he could still hit that button, dial 9 of a number and get out, or hit that button and call a 3-digit extension, or so forth and so forth.
okay.
Okay? So now when we talk about the hunt groups, I could put all of IT into a hunt group. And I could pick up the phone and dial 458 and it'll ring all those phones
At the same time.
at the same time. Or I could do it by search type. I could do it by terminal where it rings. It'll start here, 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 here.
So eventually you'll just hit all.
I could do distributed where it'll ring here, 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 and here. Then the next call will go here, 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 and here. And then next call here, Or I could do longest idle. Whoever hasn't answered the call the longest will ring. Usually I do ring all because everybody gets mad because when they hear terminal, it'll be ringing over here and then, what's that pickup code or whatever.
Instead of the pickup groups that I picked, instead of doing that, you just make them all phones ring.
Right.
So you're going to have a noisier office, but yet they'll know they can just pick up the phone.
Yeah, and then hey, this is an IT call.
So this is an option we could give them. You're using
Yeah.
this now, but here's another option.
But
Desk on that. Every single phone in the office will ring.
Oh my gosh.
with the pickup, and if you gave them a pickup button, that should work.
Yeah, it's working. I just like knowing the different options is nice
Right.
to know.
Well, I mean, you could do help desk like that where it rings
Both
Deb's
Karen
phone, Deb's desk,
First.
and then rings Karen's desk, and
Yeah.
then rings Aaron's desk.
That's how it is
With
now.
what? Is it-
It's
so
just a call
already
forwarding.
But we're all in a pickup group, so I can pick it up.
Or you could set it up so that Karen and Deb's ring at the exact same time. So.
And then I'm in the pickup group, and if neither one of them answer, I can hit the button. Like I'm in that pickup group. I can.
Right. So,
Okay.
all right.
And one of the neat things that I thought that you showed was being able to see if somebody's on the phone when you can't see their office. Like I think
Right.
that's a really neat feature to have.
I thought your phone's got that.
Well, I didn't know how to use
you
it.
did.
Like I see a situation in the middle school where I see a wall between the principal's office and the assistant principal. Well, I don't want to transfer a call if they're on the phone. If I can see on a button, hey, he's on the phone right now.
No, you don't have it. I thought you did.
I was like, I've never used it.
See, if I go right here on yours and I dial in 144, I'll go 144. Mm-hmm. Whenever she's on her phone, it'll light up on your 22nd button.
And I'll know that the
Oh.
receptionist is on the phone.
Yep. And
That
if
is
you wanna-
awesome.
If you want to call, you can just hit that button.
One thing that we know that we have up in the server room is what you call them the add-on modules. Well, Lisa Jennings could put those on her phone, and so she would know Gary Bourne's on the phone, Ron Qualls is on the phone, Brenda Klingerman's now on the phone.
You're talking about additional lines, basically.
No, just to be able to see the intercom. Who
It's like a device.
It's a 64 button.
Yeah.
it's never been that I'm
Well, it's
aware
not
of.
additional lines, but it allows you to monitor additional
Yes.
transfer to those.
Yes.
Yeah, it lets you look at, say the front desk has one, and she can have all of IT.
Well, she'd want all the school receptionists
Right.
and all
Yeah.
the principals.
Yeah, or
and
something.
then she could go. I'm sorry, he's on his phone right now. Would you like his voicemail?
Yeah,
She,
she can give a more
That
intelligent
add-on unit is
answer.
only for the older style phone, right?
Nope. There's the add-on unit for the older style phone came in a 64 button flavor. The phones that I installed for you guys, the add-on unit's only a 48 button, but it has 4 levels, where I could program 4 levels of buttons under 4 extensions under 1 button. So they could hit level 1, 2, 3, and 4, and pick and choose. Yeah. So.
So, but if we were going to give Lisa Jennings a new phone, we'd have to get a new add-on unit.
I could always get the 64 button add-on units.
Or can't we
And
just
what-
add the
do
levels,
we have
program the
one?
levels
Are
for
you
her
saying
phone?
You saying we do have one on hand?
We have 2
For the older model.
for the older model.
But that won't work with a newer phone though,
It'll work, but it looks funky.
because it doesn't match. Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We can't give her a new phone and say, oh, we dragged this thing out of the closet.
Yeah. Get out the can of air and spray it off.
But can't you, Jay, then program it for the 4 levels?
If she had the new button, the new style.
If I give her the new phone, then she can do 4 levels,
No,
and
no,
she
no, that's
won't
only-
need the
The
add-on.
new add-on.
No, she needs the new add-on.
How much is
the,
the add-on board?
I don't know. I'll get that's Brian.
Okay. It's good to know, though.
At some point, though, it could be a waste of money if we're going to get a new PBX next year, though.
Yes.
I
Okay.
mean, if it's more than $100, it's like
That's more than $100.
Well, and if she's in the old style right now, here's your choice. You can have a new phone, or you can look at all these extensions. Which would you like to have?
she'd probably stay with the phone she's got and get the add-on because
That's
she
what
knows
she
how
would.
that phone works.
Yes. So is there anything else in the station? Since this is so detailed, I've recorded it,
No,
and I'm
that's-
sure my
that's-
hand is going everywhere.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Talk to her when she's thinking really hard.
So, I can